Oh, the evil hackers got access to my systems. Let's not forget, this is the same administration that said it wanted to hear from the people. And then it gave the people the opportunity to vote on what this administration should be about, the top things. And they said 9/11 truth in a new investigation into 9/11. What they do? They pulled those questions. They're censors. Time and time again, this administration is about censorship. In the run up to the presidency, during the primaries, when Obama was running, he was asked about 9/11 truth. He gave a slick answer. These monsters are covering up for the previous administration because they are expanding on their executive powers. Step up, people. I mean, listen to what this guy's saying. Oh, the evil hackers got into my campaign. Oh, it's very bad. It's worse than you think, public. It's awful. There it is, the lone hacker and the disgruntled employee. No more whistleblower. See, if a whistleblower tries to sneak out documents that he's already been privy to, ooh, he's a disgruntled employee. And when I say documents, he'll have a Word file or an Access file or an Excel file that exposes some corruption. He's the bad guy. They are setting up this system to be so tyrannical. Let's not forget, the Bush administration illegally claims in this Hepting versus AT&T that they have retroactive immunity to all the warrantless wiretapping, spying, and databasing of the American public that they've done. Retroactive immunity. Obviously, it's illegitimate. Obviously, it's illegal. But they put it on paper. And that's why, initially, this thing has been thrown out. And it's in the Ninth Circuit, and it's still waiting to be appealed. Still, after January of 2006, folks, I mean, do I have to say the date? It's May 29th, 2009. We're 3 years down the line. This has been going on and that means with this lawsuit being filed, it was happening before this. Let's act like grown-ups and do something about it and just say, well, that's just the way it is. If you ain't got nothing to hide, Jason, what's the big deal? And again, throughout history, those who are dissenters are targeted. They're imprisoned, they're enslaved, they're killed first. They're made, I mean, folks, they're the ones that the examples are made of. They're the ones that they go into the neighborhood and they gun down the family in front of everybody else. And then they burn the house and they say, do you want that to be you? So everybody falls into line. And they don't have to have done anything illegal. And when you see who they're targeting in these domestic extremism lexicons, that means you, anti-illegal immigration. That means you, alternative media. That means you, hacktivist. That means you, anti-technology. I mean, and it goes on and on and on. That means you, former serviceman. That means you, constitutionalist. That means you, campaign for liberty. That means you, Ron Paul supporter. That means you, third-party candidate. That means you, challenge to the establishment. That means you because you have a nice house, and I like your wife. And maybe your daughter's cute, too, in a couple years. That's how these thugs roll. And we're going back to that in a hurry, and people do not realize it. Wake up, folks. We'll be back after this. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, prisonplanet.tv, Infowars.com. Let's go to Josh in Ontario. Josh, you're online. Yes, Josh.
What's up, Hey, what's up, Jason?
How you doing?
Yeah, good. Just something really messed up today in Toronto here. We had Bush and Clinton having a speech, and it was a complete loving with each other. I mean, they were complimenting each other. There was no fireworks, no sparks.
Why would there be? They're in love with one another. First of all, a lot of people don't understand it. Bill Clinton, if you could turn down the radio, Bill Clinton used to run cocaine for George Bush, and people say, "Oh, you're a liar, Bermas." Just look into Mena, Arkansas, and look into what the witnesses said. They said they were giving large suitcases of money to Bill Clinton on the base while they were running the cocaine. Mena, Arkansas, George Bush loves Bill Clinton, loves George Bush Jr. That's the facts. I mean, they are, I mean, like I said, in 2003, it must have been when they dedicated this, it's probably on C-SPAN. I should bring that video up. It was just a love fest while they were dedicating the Clinton Library. There's no opposition there. Again, it's WWE politics. They're hard on each other in the newspapers. Behind the scenes, they vacation together.
Yeah, that's right. I was on a local talk radio show, and I mentioned Bilderberg and how these guys are all a part of it. And the local host, I mean, he was like, "What's Bilderberg?" And at that, he just like cut me off and said like I'm crazy. And
oh, you're kooky McCook, because I still haven't heard of it, and I still believe in a left and a right, and a liberal and a conservative, and there's a big difference between the two. And meanwhile, I'm sucking down mercury and my high fructose corn syrup, and I can't get out of bed in the morning. Unbelievable.
Yeah. The last shot I put out, I said, you know what, you're completely discredited, and you got zero credibility. That's why you're on mainstream radio. But I was wondering if you heard about the story where Rumsfeld sent memos that had like biblical quotes to President Bush. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, no, I did. They used to be on the covers of, I guess, the briefings and whatnot. I thank you for the call. I'm going to jump to some other callers on the other side and get back to the Barack Obama Web 2.0. Here it is, folks. Get ready for it. It's the new net. No freedom of speech. You can bet on it.
The New World Order beast is genetically modifying your food, mixing vegetables with animals, and now experimenting with viruses. Without a long-term food solution, you will have just two options: starve, or surrender. All canned food supplies will eventually run out. What then? Grow your own healthy food and feed your family forever. SurvivalistSeeds.com is now the nation's largest bulk heirloom seed company, and it's owned by a real patriot, Big John Lipscomb. You can now have an infinite amount of healthy vegetables like a watermelon, a bundle of carrots, or tomatoes for a little more than a penny each. SurvivalistSeeds.com. And now you can go into business with Big John at SurvivalistSeeds.com by becoming an affiliate. See his link at SurvivalistSeeds.com.
I'm on the outside, I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. 'Cause inside you're ugly like me.
All right, folks, we are back. We're going to go back to your calls in a moment, but I want to get more into this speech. Let's weave through it in the 3 hours we have together on the InfoWarrior, 9 to midnight Central Time, 5 nights a week. How about the international offshore bankers just stealing, I don't know, 15 trillion plus in the last few months? Forget about $139 million in 30 minutes. I mean, you could probably do $139 million for every 30 minutes for the next 20 years before you got away with what your bosses have taken from the American public and the world scum. What that is trying to get you into the smart grid system that's coming to the UK, where your power is monitored through fear, saying, they're going to tap into the electrical system. There's going to be power outages. Just let the government regulate all the power that goes into your thing. Remember, we covered the story earlier in the week. Bad economy equals lower CO2 emissions, which is good for the government, because we love the government. We praise the government. The government is our Lord. All right, let's take more calls. Matt in Missouri, you're on the line, sir. Yes, Matt. Matt, I can't hear you. Hey, what's up? Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I got some good news for you. I'm a member of Campaign for Liberty here in Missouri. I know you get a lot of people, you and Alex, that call in, they're negative and say they can't do anything or ask what to do. Mm-hmm. And this kind of just shows what you can do. I don't know if you've heard, but the Missouri Senate unanimously passed HB 361, which repeals the Real ID here in Missouri 32-0.
Very good. Exactly. Explain to people how this works. If you join a proactive organization like Campaign for Liberty, what actions can you take? I mean, you get together with other people. You find out the paperwork you need to file. You get together, you protest this thing, you lobby for this, and instead of just crying on your keyboard and on your pillow at night, you make a difference, correct?
Absolutely. There was a lot of resistance against this bill. In fact, Jim Guest, who Alex has had on, he's a legislator here in Missouri. He's the one who introduced this bill along with the sovereignty bill here in Missouri. And he really didn't think this was going to get passed. There was so much resistance against it. But the politicians were flooded with so many calls, emails, and visits from Campaign for Liberty and other members that they were basically forced to go along with this and to pass it.
Exactly. Listen, it's not overnight. It was a tough battle. It's unfortunate we have this instant gratification, fast food society that everybody wants everything to change like that. That's not how it works. You have to take action. You have to believe in what you're doing. Again, the law of attraction is not going to come to you when a wall and an obstacle is in your way. You push through that wall, get around that obstacle, hop over it. There are ways to do this. Thank you so much, Matt.